Let's play it.
It is an existential affront that the Jewish state exists in the Middle East. So look at all other religious minorities across Arabia. Egypt used to be completely Coptic Christian, 100%, many hundred years ago. Today, there are 10% Copts left. What happened to those Copts? There used to be tons of Christians in Syria. What happened to those Syrians? There used to be tons of Christians in Lebanon. There still are some, about 30, 35%, but Lebanon used to be a majority Christian country. So the goal of Islam, not individual Muslims, right? Again, I don't need to preface by saying there are millions and millions of lovely, kind, peaceful.
So yeah, this is the kind of brainwash dogma which Muslims have to hear and go through, and they're like, "Oh well, this is not talking about me." Yeah, I'm sure out of 1.2 billion, and in past and history, there have been a few weirdos and mentally sick people who would have resorted to any teachings and justified their killings, invasion, and stuff like that. But Quran specifically says that most of the non-believers or unbelievers will not accept your call or dawah to Islam. And Quran clearly says that la ikraha fi din, there is no compulsion in religion. Muslims do not benefit. A person in Pakistan is not going to benefit if there are 100 million more Muslims in Sudan. People don't even know about that. People in Somalia don't even know about Pakistan or Afghanistan or Turkmenistan, anything like that. They don't care. Second thing is, if you're saying that there were 100% Christians in Syria or 100% Christians in Jordan, what about before Jesus' arrival? So those people were converted to Christianity too, right? And unlike us, people in North Africa actually say that we were forced, converted into Christianity. And what about 6,000 years before that? And I'm going to go through all of his claims with a simple Google search, and we'll try to define and see what he's saying, if it's how much justified he is. I think this person is also from Canada, Quebec, I think, and mostly people there are pretty racist too if you don't speak French. So I don't know what racism, discrimination, and forced conversion he's talking about. Anyways, moving on.
Peaceful Muslims. Of course there is. But Islam as an ideology.
I've recently come to learn that a lot of founders and marketers don't quite know how to look up the competitors' marketing strategy.
Have to watch TikTok videos, and nothing could be clearer than what the words of Muhammad were, the prophet of Islam, who said that you need to rid Arabia of Christians, but certainly the Jews. So the existence of
So 1400 years of history. What about 5000 years of history? What about 2000 years of history? And what history is talking about? If I'm just going to give a simple example of Mughal emperors in India, they were still a minority where there are a lot of Hindus present since forever, and there are still more Hindus in the region even after English colonization and stuff. So I don't know what 1400 years and this track record and that track record he's talking about. There were people, Jews begged Muslims to take them into Egypt, and Jews, it's actually considered Jewish golden age from 10th to 12th century in Spain when Muslims were ruling it. So absolutely wrong about that also.
the land of Israel is an affront to that. One more point I'll see to fall back to. In Islam, there's a concept called Dar al-Islam and Dar al-Harb. That means the house of Islam and the house of war. Anything that's under the Islamic control is good. Anything that's yet to be under Islamic control is under the house of war. Once a territory is under Islamic control and you lose it, you have to get it back. It is your dominion forever. This is why, for example, Andalusia.
No, that's entirely a different topic. But I'm just going to segue a conversation. If someone tries to take any American state or any Canadian province. Is Canada gonna give that up? What happened in Magna Carta? What happened after that? Why were you guys burning each other's White House and this and that? I mean, what is he talking about? Is does he have like a random access memory RAM which refreshes after each time the computer is powered off or something? It's embarrassing.
which was at one point controlled, which is in current Spain, which was controlled by the Moors, taught from straight out of the womb that the Jews is the reason for every calamity in the world, you're not going to have peace.
But don't you
Nope, not happening. I know millions and millions of people, this mentality of that. I know millions and millions of people whose religion I have no idea about. I have not been to many Muslim countries, and many Muslims born in foreign countries, what they're taught straight out of womb. No, that's not what we do. And that's certainly, we don't even mention Jews or anything up until there is an Arabic reading of Quran, and then children get to know about religion, other religions and stuff. I bet most non-Arab speaking Muslim countries, Malaysia, Indonesia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, if you go and ask a random person what you know what a Jew is and what they believe, they wouldn't know. So no, let alone killing and stuff like that.
think that there are Jews and there are Israelis?
They are super nasty Jews, and they are incredibly lovely and kind Jews. They are super nice Muslims and incredibly brutal Muslims. So there is no monopoly on the darkness of the human heart. So I concede that. Of course, there are somebody in my Jewish family say, "Oh God, I can't wait for us to eradicate the 1.52 billion Muslims in the world." I've never heard that. Have I heard incessantly all the time about, inshallah, we'll get rid of the Jews? Every second. You just have to say, "Hi, Ahmad." The next line is, "God damn it, we got to get rid of the Jews." Now,
Nope, I don't think so. I did not think so. I did not think so. Absolutely wrong. But a lot of people, thankfully, now are well aware of who says that, and you can go and see a lot of UN speeches now. There are speech from that specific person from 89, 92, 99, 2003. A lot of speeches about what they want in the area and what greater something something plan is for them. And no, there is no Ahmad who shakes your hand and say that. You can go in Toronto, anywhere, Montreal, anywhere. There are a lot of Arabs there, a lot of Muslims in Canada, or even in United States or South America. They don't care about you guys. Just stop flattering yourself, and we don't want to kill anyone. In fact, the most I would say peaceful migrants you would find in North America would be Muslim neighborhoods, especially from I would say Pakistan and Bangladesh. They abide by law, they pay taxes, and most of them they go for a regular 9 to 5 job. Anyways, I'm gonna start sharing screen. Let's do one thing at a time. Let's do this first. There you go. What was the religion of Jordan 5,000 years ago? Yeah, polytheism, veneration, nature worship, shamanism. And I'm gonna remove this. Stop sharing this. Gonna share another screen. Let's share this screen. What was the religion in South America 6,000 years ago? Animistic. Significance of nature is spirituality. Archaeological evidences are there. Later, indigenous regions are there. Shamanism is there as well. You can go to all these links and find out what it says, what it reads. Judge for yourself. Don't take Google. Google is just like a library. Okay, moving on to another screen. This one's going to be fun. What was the religion of Iraq, as they say, 3,000 years ago? Sumerian, Akkadian, Assyrian, Babylonian. And before that, we all know that too, and after that too. And it says all the history of sky, wind, water, love, and war, adopting other deities, chief god Marduk, everything, Ishtar, everything is there. And this actually is also a miracle of Quran. It mentions that, which we later found out. Anyways, that's a topic for a different day. Let's go. say that everything which happened and done is cause of Islam.